Okay. I didn't think I was going to make a 4, but this is WNDC, NDC, part 4. Here's where the rubber hit the road. Here I am. My mama say I'm 61. I say I'm 59. And either way, I'm there at this point. And in this season, I always find a reason to actually reflect on, okay, so what we gonna do here? Because can't, let Jesus take a wheel if you ain't got a car. And yet, trying to find the right direction to take this so I don't waste this last part, maybe. But I'm a ghetto Sufi master and advanced training in hell. Don't ask me how I came up with all this, but it's something that found me all the way back when I earned the name Hafez. And from a spiritual standpoint, I've been, expected to be everything from a preacher to a teacher, to a politician, to a writer, to a fighter, to an electrician. And yet, my first awkward reality as a person of color has been one of the last things that I've been trying to define why me being on this dirt don't hurt. But as soon as I cross the border into the meat and potatoes of this dynamic we call, America, we go back 2,200 years and more with the audacity for there ever to be a consideration that I'm just not no insignificant black dude. It doesn't deserve to basically get the same expectation and treatment of the other regional natives. And yet I'm not structured in all of the other typical expectations of, friend or foe. Who are you? Who raised you? Who was your teacher? I would tell some of my good close friends that are connected to that no offense, but what do white Masonic or fraternal or up blue blood type people, what do they call me? How do they greet me? They call me sir. I don't say, call me sir. They don't call me Kunta. They don't call me boy. But at best, they instantly give a definition of sir. How are you, sir? Fine, sir. Now, what do black folks call me? They'd be like, what? I'm like, nigga. Now, I'm not trying to hit a pity party or anything on that, but that's one of the very unique stigmas that prevents me from explaining to any form of structure and any justified existence, just due to the mere fact that Come on, man. Black folks is black folks. And yet, I would guess that the reason for that is that we've gone through at least a couple thousand years of the inability to actually identify the texture of whom you are. Kind of like the way nowadays we have people in America that, some people, they immigrated and whatnot. And people like the Slovakians and, and Armenians and Greeks and Turkeys and some other folk around, the Ukrainians and whatnot, really throw a lot of people off. And because the fastest way for them to go off on you is call them white. Oh, they can't stand that. I am not one of those people. Black folks can't stand white folk. Well, white folk can't stand white folk too. But they ain't white. There are more people of color on this planet than there are people that you think run everything. And we have that same stigma that the Jews basically have argued successfully and being rewarded the genetic, traumatic instinct of that existence in that event in their bloodline. That at any point in time that anyone basically triggers any form of doubt or disqualification, how dare you? And yet we're so far ahead in our ability to be aware that you are what you eat, too. Every man or woman puts their pants on one leg at a time, too. But we're now way past the LGBTQ, too. To the point where now, some would say it should be within its fairness to be able to identify, some people who are sexually polaric in a manner that actually affects their conduct, their attitude, their state of being. It's okay for him to be gay, but hey, it's not an excuse for you to say, "Excuse me, sir." No, you didn't. But, when you got cockholes running in the country, when these alpha type or whatever out there giving off that bull type vibe. Ooh, it's a BBC. We know that that stigma existed too. Buck breaking. What do? You find the biggest, bestest, finest, sexiest buck in the community. And you fuck him in the head, turn him around and, terrorize him and take his whole dominance. When they see their biggest and their best, so simply devalued, they're like, well, shit, man. What would they do to me? Is this your king? Martin? Malcolm? It's hard out here for pimp. When you embrace the instinct more than the stigma. You want to believe in your people. You want to be willing to be down for whatever they want to be down for and still support and protect them. Down, team, partnering. We as people of color have been suffering from the inability to partner due to excuse me, the manipulation and of the structure or identification of it. You just can't be a toxic black male. That's a double entendre. That's bad and worse. Yo, black ass, your cis black male dominant sadistic narcissistic attitude is the same qualities that they enjoy in the entertainment. They allow you to express that exact image, and yet only if it has a more wholesome appeal to it. We can't have you being all of that and ugly. There's nothing worse than the powers that be having their panties all up in a knot because their mate is recklessly eyeballing you with, you know what? Buck, drum. We know the movies. You know, everybody wants to keep looking at, oh man. And yet, nobody wants to admit the fear of the big black dick. Big dick. It's some seriously real shit all over the planet, but even so much more worse here because the average person of color has an instilled instinct of fear that Mr. Charlie will not be having none of that out of you. And don't you dare look at them women. They will Emmett Till your ass. And dare you to question their feminism at the point in time that it caused them to Emmett Till you. Officer! We got Karens that don't care for but there's this newfound stigma that seems to be overly exaggerated towards any inkling of an image of any form of masculine, dominant, black male existence. Respectfully. Oh, Joe Biden, he's just our guy. Take a bump with Trump and steal. But I wish a nigga would. Officer? And we got our own sisters sitting back there talking about, you won't defend us, you won't defend us, you won't defend us. It's a damn shame. We got to do this for ourselves. And you're going, you know what? First they came for the niggas. And you did nothing because you wasn't no nigga. Then they came for the black folks. You didn't do that because, well, you know, you partly identify as from another country or whatnot. Then they came for you. And there was nobody left. And right now, in 2022, going into 2023, that same process is already in full effect. And yet more people are willing to bet. You got a preacher and a running back. And a bunch of black and white folk fearing that either one of those could possibly be the worst decision a whole state made. That's all we got. First thing's got to go is this black secondary identification to elitism and whatnot. Yeah, there's Boulay and a lot of this other stuff like that. The people who, yeah, I want to be big, but I don't want to be big and around black folk, man. I want to be around y'all too, instead of you being a better representative of all of our black asses, willing to invite them to embrace that existence. I've traveled 1.5 times around this planet in the state of my blackness, and the only place that I've had the most difficulty being capable of existing within all of the worth, wealth, and talent that exists within me, right here on the dirt that I was born in. 2023. This is WNDC, NDC. And if you ain't listening, I'm hoping that you're feeling me enough that, unlike the other 3 times, look down at my profile and see that Cash App thing. All right, I'm not begging, but nothing says thank you like cash. And right now, I'm in a state of needing a really big miracle, because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of trying to fight the power when I'm not the power that be. You good?